Yo, it's your boy Hunty from Twisted Gaming. How we doing? Here again with another build video. This time we're going with a Magicka Sorcerer. We haven't done a Magicka Sorcerer build in a little while, okay, so I thought I'd update it. I did take a break for Magicka Sorcerer since the pet meta because I didn't really like that style of gameplay. But yeah, I've come back to Sorc. I found a little quirky build that works for me, a little bit different. I don't think anyone else is running the build as I am at the moment, and sort of in the little quirky way I am. But it's very strong, very good max stats, very good recoveries all round, really good damage. Still able to blow people up, and yeah, it's honestly, it's got everything you need for 1vx small scale. This patch and next patch, it'll be even stronger next patch with the Magplaws being addressed. At the moment, Magplaws are going to be best in slot at the moment because Magplaws are just insane damage and insane survivability. Okay, but the Sorc, I've beat many of Magplaws on this build still. Okay, I've actually, you know, before this build started, the Magplaw was in the 1v3. Okay, so this build has the potential to burst the Magplaws even in this patch. Okay, so next patch it'll be even stronger when they actually nerf the Plaws. So let's go straight into the gear then. Okay, we are running the crafty monster set. The crafty 5-piece set. Okay, we're going all max Magicka. This is to push the max stats as high as possible to get them big shields and big damage. We are running a Nern Inferno staff on the front bar with a shock damage enchantment just to add to the burst. Back bar, we are running the Frost staff with the increased weapon and spell damage enchantment. And this is going to be defending to boost the resistances on the back bar to give us that little bit more tankiness. Now, we are running the Frost staff instead of sword and board. One, because of sort of the play style I like to play. I like to do the light attack, proc the weapon and spell damage buff at the same time as my structured entropy. Therefore, I am fully buffed off a light attack structured entropy to move on to my front bar to then do damage. But I will do a breakdown of the rotation in a second. Moving on, so the monster set is Bloodspawn with 2-piece heavy impen. Okay, one as a triglyph and one as max magic. I do recommend using Bloodspawn as it gives us that ulti regen because we are using quite a costly ultimate for our burst. But it turns out it won't be that costly and we actually get it really fast on this build. And Bloodspawn is definitely a big combat indicator towards that. So, yes, Bloodspawn for me gives us that tank ability, gives us that stam recovery, which works with our other set. And yeah, it just works really, really well with this build. So the next 5-piece set, we are running Amber Plasm. Now, a lot of people, you are straight away going to go, I would run Bright Throat. Okay, Bright Throat is going to give you a little bit more max stat, okay, but it isn't going to give you what I'm looking for, and I'll explain this when I go through the stat sheet. Okay, so Amber Plasm is going to give us the max Magicka, the critical, which is important for our heals, spell damage, magic recovery, and stamina recovery. The stamina recovery is something you really need on Sorc in this current patch, okay? Sorc can no longer just stand there and take all the damage on the shields. You need dodge rolls, you need a lot of blocking, you need stamina. It's very important, even more now than ever on Sorc. Shields do not just take the beating anymore. You have to be a hell of a lot more elusive, okay? And Amber Plasm allows this to be the case. So we're running 5-piece Amber Plasm, all impen. Okay, we want to keep that crit resist up. We are crafty jewelry. Okay, we're all 3 recovery on the jewelry. Now, it can be a little bit overkill. I do find in a 1v1 scenario, this is too much recovery. You could drop 2 of these recoveries and actually go spell damage for 1v1s if you were dueling and stuff like that. Okay, but for open world, I go try recoveries because you can never really over sustain. I have the damage still. I'm still able to burst people down and kill people with this amount of recovery. And this recovery, when you've got 5, 6, 7 people on you, you can never have too much recovery. But when you see the stats, you'll understand why they're all recovery. Okay, that's the gear. Let's go into the champion points. Again, I say this every time, champion points are player specific, okay? So these might not work for you, they work for me. I've done quite a bit of testing actually with the champion points, and this works best for me. Might not work for you again, like I say, but this does work really, really well for me and seems to be really effective. Again, champion points, you can always learn something more about the champion points. Even myself, I played this game a long time, but I still, with all the changes and updates, I still always learn something new about the champion point system. Let's go into the skills. So we're running our first shield, which is going to be Hardened Ward, which is the Magic of Sorcerer shield. As you can see there, we got an 11.5k shield there, which is a really, really good size, this patch, really good size shield. Moving on to Dampened. Okay, Dampened is definitely 100% a lot better than using Harness Magicka now. Harness is not even worth casting anymore because it just gets peeled straight off you, and it seriously isn't worth it. As you can see, this is only level 2 at the moment, and it's still nearly an 8.5k shield, which works really, really well. When these two are paired up, it covers your health bar, and you know, you're looking at really, really good damage mitigation. Dark Conversion, this is going to help us with a burst heal and give us that Magicka back, which is going to be really nice for some extra sustain. Boundless Storm, this is going to be our resistance buff, which is going to start really nice with the Blood Spawn and make us really tanky. Also give us that Major Expedition, which gives us a brief period of movement speed for 4 seconds, which is really nice to give us that extra little bit of mobility. And then Structured Entropy, this is going to be a spell power buff. Also adds, as you can see there, a 20k dot. I'm not using this for the damage. I'm actually using this to stack up with Power Surge. So this is going to help with the healing. So as you can see there, healing you for 1,322 every 2 seconds, okay? This with my Power Surge is going to be really nice and give us some really good healing back. Backbar Ultimate is going to be Barrier, okay? Again, I only just started using this, so this is only rank 3, okay? But it's a really good emergency oh shit button, basically, I like to call them. It gives me the same amount of damage mitigation as if I was to cast both my 2 shields. So if I was to cast these 2 shields, I get that with the ultimate, and it just gets me. So I can cast this, do a couple of streaks, rebuff up, reposition, and I'm back in a good. I'm back in a good position again. Okay, you can use whatever you want here. You can use the Sigil Order ability to give yourself some more tankiness. Use whatever you want, but I like to have a panic button. Okay, so there's so many desyncs in this game, so many like damage just hits you or you get rolled, like so many people just come up, appear out of nowhere at once. Okay, I like that O panic button to give me that little bit of time to get a breather, rebuff up and reposition. Front bar then, Crystal Fragment, self-explanatory. Hunting's Curse. Crushing Shock. Now you can use the Sigil Order ability to use as a weave also. You could use Endless Fury here. But I prefer the Crushing Shock and Open World just because it allows me to keep that extra pressure up on the opponents. And I just really like the Light Attack Crushing Shock weave. I just find it really effective. Streaker's going to be on the front bar, okay? This is going to be used more aggressively than what you see a lot of Magic Sorcs. So you see a lot of Magic Sorcs just streaking away for days, okay? Now, I do that when I need to reposition or there's too many enemies. but I'm using this as my main CC, and I'm using this very aggressively, okay? I'm trying to time this with procking a frag, dropping my comet, I fire my comet, I throw my insta-frag, I streak, hoping I proc to insta-frag, I turn around, throw another frag, and I weave to finish the opponent off, and it's really nice combination. Power Surge then, okay, we're using this, again, it's another major sorcery buff. We're not using it for that though, we're using it while active. Activating a critical heal causes the ability to heal you and your allies around you for 3k health. This effect can happen every 3 seconds, okay? This paired up, so this heal from Structure Entropy can crit, okay? And it crits quite a lot, especially with our crit. We got nice crit on this Magic Sorc build. Okay, so what we do is we get the we make sure we got 100% uptime on the Structure Entropy. So every 2 seconds, I get a chance for this to crit. When this crits, it also gives me an additional 3k heal. Okay, so I'm looking at every 2 seconds. Every 2 to 3 seconds, I could be getting a 5k heal, okay, consistent. So it's really nice, really nice. These two paired up, also with the Dark Conversion, healing is perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine. And if you've watched my streams, and I've got quite a few clips that I've got to put out after this, you will find that my healing is perfectly fine on this, and the regains are awesome. Front bar, already briefly mentioned it. Okay, we're using Shooting Star. Okay, this is awesome burst with the streak now. It makes me feel like the old school Mag Sorc. Really enjoyable to use. We're dropping the comet. We're throwing the insta-frag. We're streaking through the opponent. We're turning around and we're finishing them off. It's just, it feels so nice and so rewarding when you actually get the clean burst off. Now, we're using Shooting Star over Ice Comet because we don't need the snare from Ice Comet. Yes, it hits a tiny little bit harder, okay, and it adds a bigger dot. Let's be honest, no one's sitting in that dot. So we're using the Shooting Star paired up with Bloodspawn, and also with this version we get 11 ultimate for each enemy hit. So if I've got 2-3 people on me, and I get to drop this off and they're stacked and it hits them, okay, I'm getting 33 ultimate back with Bloodspawn, okay, I'm getting this back pretty quick. So I like that's the reason I use Shooting Star over Ice Comet. I just find it a lot more effective, especially for outnumbered situations, which is pretty much my whole time. And I think that is it. So go through the consumables and then we'll go for the stats. Okay, so what I use on here is I use Tri-Food. Okay, that's going to give us max health, it's going to give us max magicka, and it's going to give us max stamina. Okay, that's going to give us really nice max stat pool. And then we're going to use the tripods. Okay, again, I love my tripods. The best in slot, gives you a burst of health, gives you health recovery. And also we get that magic that we need back with magic recovery, and then we're getting the stamina and stamina recovery. Okay, I have mentioned that stamina is very, very important on every class, not in this patch, but even more so on the Mag Sorc, as the shields cannot take the beating that they used to. You can't just stand there in open field now and take the damage. Okay, let's have a look at the stats then. Okay, so the back bar stats are as such. So we're looking at 2.4 regen. We got 45k, basically 46k max magic, so really nice max magic pool there. We've got 1.3 stamina recovery, which is just absolutely mega. We got stamina for days on this build, which I love. It's added so much more survivability. And then as resistance, we've got 24k spell resistance. We have 21k physical resistance with 2.8k crit resist. Okay, the resistances aren't mega high, but Bloodspawn's got a proc, and that's going to give you some more resistances on top of that and make you tankier. Okay, but as you can see there, look at the regen pool there. We've got awesome stam recovery, awesome mag recovery. You aren't running out of resources at any time. Okay. Front bar then, as you can see, the spell damage is only 1.8. When we fully buff up, we're looking at about 2.6 spell damage, and then you've got a continuous, but 2.6 spell damage in open world is by far plenty to burst your targets if you get that burst down. It is literally no problem at all to get them targets neutralized, okay? I don't have anything to buff up. What have I got? So with the spell power buff, we have 2.1 spell damage. And then if you put a light attack on top of that, and then we've got continuous, okay, we're looking at really good damage with the max stats. Okay, so I think I've covered everything there. I've gone through the gear, the consumables, and all that sort of good stuff. Being trolled by my PC in the background. If you're struggling with Mag Sorc, I really feel like this build would help you out. And it is a little bit more of an advanced build because we don't have a burst heal or any sort of spammable I can't talk. Any spammable heal, okay, such as like the Resto Ultis or Mutagen or Healing Ward. We don't have any of them sort of backups, okay. We are relying on crit heals, Structured Entropy, and Dark Conversion. But when you do get used to that, okay, you'll find this build very, very strong and very efficient. I hope that's helped everyone out. Please like and subscribe if you like this content. There's plenty of builds coming up in the future. Okay. Thanks for all the support again, as always. Absolute legends. And yeah, peace out.